Hi folks, Slavik Boyachko here with Tuts Plus, and in this lesson we're going to learn all about using time lapses in your Final Cut Pro video project. So there's lots of different ways to make time lapses, and there's some really great Tuts courses and articles about how to use those programs. I use QuickTime Pro 7 to put together a few different GoPro time lapses here, and I'll show you quickly how to use them in the project. So I want to drag this over here. I'm going to create a gap at the beginning. Option W, just to separate it out a little bit. And the first thing you'll notice is that there's this fisheye effect that you get with GoPro video and photos. So there's this plugin that is free, and I'll link to it in the lesson description, but it's called Alex 4D Wide Angle Fix. And we're just going to drag this over the time lapse here. Then we'll open up Inspector, and the effect appears up here. We can adjust the angle. Let's go ahead and click Custom. And let's just stretch it out a little bit so we don't see that fisheye effect. There, that's pretty good. Now we can either crop our photo so that it fills the frame, or we can animate it a little bit. Let's animate it. We're going to close this. Go to the very end of our clip, and let's go ahead and scale it up a little bit. Move it all the way to the top and add that keyframe. And then move our playhead to the beginning of the time lapse. Let's move that down. And let's change the scale a little bit. And Final Cut will automatically add those keyframes at the beginning of the clip. Now let's play our time lapse. Now in the next lesson, I'll go into more detail about retiming your clips or changing the duration or speed of them. I'll just show you really quickly how to do that. There's the Retime Editor, or Command R. And let's speed it up to 8x speed. It's a little fast, so we can just drag this over until we slow it down a little bit. Alright, so that's a really quick and easy time lapse. Now the other way to import your photos and create a time lapse is to do that directly within Final Cut. So let's import those photos. We'll go to Import. I've manually moved those photos into a folder called GoPro Time-Lapse Photos, Time-Lapse 2. So you'll see here there's almost 1,000 photos. I'll import the master folder there, leave files in place, and import the folders as a keyword collection. Alright, so on my computer, that took about a minute or so. Here are all of our photos. And what we want to do is go into the Final Cut Preferences, and let's change the still image editing duration to 1 second. Now if we just Command A and select all of the photos in this keyword collection, and we can just drag that into the project. Okay, let's zoom way out. Let's give ourselves a big gap at the beginning. And zoom way out again. All right. That's 1,000 photos. Let's select all of that. We're going to create a compound clip out of that. Option G. Let's call this compound clip time-lapse 2. Make sure that's in the media event. Now we can use the retime editor really quickly, show you how to do that. Let's speed that up. I'm going to zoom back in. Oops, I must have missed a few photos at the beginning. That's okay. Let's just delete those. And here we go. We have our time lapse. Let's speed it way up. Drag it to the very, very beginning here. There you go. We can use the same wide angle fix on the compound clip. Go to Inspector, Custom Angle. Let's fix that a little bit. And we can transform our compound clip so that it fills the frame. You notice that when I'm playing, the playback quality is pretty low resolution. That's because it's not rendered yet. So if you want to render the time lapse so that you see it in a higher resolution, you can always go into Modify up here in the menu and then render the selection. And that's it for time lapses. In the next lesson, we're going to learn how to use a few video effects like the retime editor, as well as some more fancy effects and transitions.